Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Wednesday, December 18th, 2024. And if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most in college hoops and other sports, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab of pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Wednesday in college hoops. First up, we have Abilene Christian and East Texas A&M. This one's an early game, 12 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. There's one big advantage I think Abilene Christian has in this game, and it has me liking them in this spot, and that's a turnover battle. I mean, Abilene Christian, we know that this team is built to force turnovers, very aggressive defense. They're going to take a few fouls. They're going to give up some easy buckets, but they're also going to force a ton of steals, ton of turnovers, and it's going to lead to a lot of fast break opportunities. And that just does not bode well for East Texas A&M. This is a backcourt that's really struggled this season. They are one of the worst teams in college basketball in turnover percentage. They're also dead last in the country in steal percentage, which is the key. It's not just shot clock violations or traveling violations. They are losing the ball on bad pass turnovers that lead into steals and fast break opportunities. And Abilene Christian, 25th in the country in steal percentage defensively. I think they get a lot of fast break points in this game. They do take a lot of fouls. They do give up a lot of easy buckets, but I also think Abilene Christian gets to the free throw line a ton. East Texas A&M's had some issues discipline-wise and has taken a lot of fouls this season. So I think Abilene Christian makes this a pretty ugly, sloppy game for East Texas A&M. I think ACU wins this game by a good margin. So give me ACU. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we have Miami, Ohio, and Vermont. This one's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. Vermont, I mean, 5-7 straight up and one of the worst against the spread teams in college basketball. Not what we really were expecting going into the season. I mean, right now, Vermont is 1-10 against the number, 5-7 straight up, like we mentioned. And they have really struggled away from home mostly. They have a few home wins, but just the one home loss against Brown. For me in this game, though, and kind of going forward, I mean, this is a Vermont team that last year was a 13 seed in the NCAA tournament. They were one of the better mid-major college basketball teams that won their conference and got to the big dance, and they returned a ton of production this season. I mean, they returned about 70% of their team from last year. That's a lot, especially in today's day in college basketball with the transfer portal. And, while they've struggled so far and they're on that 3-game losing streak, I still think that we're getting them at home at a reasonable price, laying well under double digits is not usually what we're going to see from Vermont in home games in December, January, and February. I just think we have to take advantage of this kind of price with a team that I think is going to figure it out as the season goes along. I mean, like I said, a very experienced team, a team that was so strong last year, led by a legendary head coach in John Becker. Vermont does have some injuries right now, but I think they get going, and I think we take advantage of the price that we're getting with Vermont because of their against the spread struggles. Miami, Ohio, I also think is a little bit overrated. This is a strong defensive team, but I don't think their offense can keep up for 40 minutes. I'm going to go with Vermont in this game and lay the points. Next up, we have American and St. Joseph's. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN+. I think this is a great get-right spot for St. Joseph's, a team that's lost 2 of its last 3, albeit to good teams in Princeton and Charleston. And I think they're a lot better than what we've seen in recent games. And now they're playing at home against an American team that's on a win streak right now, 5-game win streak. Because of that win streak, we can get actually a pretty good price with St. Joseph's, which I think is the much better team in this game. American, I think, is a little bit overvalued, overrated. Fundamentally, not a great team in terms of the turnovers, rebounding. They have struggled with both of those, losing the ball at about 20% of their possessions, not getting a lot of second chance opportunities, struggling on the defensive glass, and also taking a lot of fouls. And shot quality-wise, American, not the best team either. I think they benefited from their weak strength of schedule, and I think St. Joseph's earns a big blowout win at home in this one. So give me the Hawks in this game. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we have San Francisco and Bradley. This one's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN Plus as well. We took San Francisco in their last game against Loyola Chicago, and that was a pretty much no-sweat winner for San Fran. They were up by a good margin in the second half of that game, won it by double digits, and I like San Francisco's chances in this one as well. I think similarly, we're getting a great price with a San Francisco team I think is flying under the radar. Strong defensive team, one of the best mid-major defenses out there. I mean, 35th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They force a lot of turnovers. They're a solid rebounding team. Not excellent, but they will be able to hold Bradley to 1 shot per trip, in my opinion. Bradley's an excellent shooting team, one of the best in the country right now, number 1 in three-point shooting, but San Francisco forces tough shots. They don't give up a ton of points from the perimeter, and like I said, they're going to be able to hold Bradley to 1 shot per trip. I think it's going to be a tough matchup here for Bradley, and I really don't like that defense. Give me San Francisco in this one at a reasonable price. Next up, we have VCU and New Mexico, the final game we're going to talk about for Wednesday's card. This one's a 9 p.m. Eastern start time. New Mexico has a great home court advantage in the pit. It is very tough for opposing teams to win there. They did lose, New Mexico did, to New Mexico State at home a couple of games ago in overtime. That was a surprising loss, but we know that the last few years, New Mexico's been a great straight up and against the spread team when they're playing at home, and I like their chances to win this one, cover the spread as well. VCU's got a great team this season. That defense is the real deal. They force a lot of turnovers, but the Lobos do a good job at taking care of the ball. I trust that backcourt in a game like this, and this is VCU's first true road game of the season. They played a difficult schedule. They played a few, tough neutral site games, but still overall 300th in strength of schedule, and their first true road game of the year. I don't love their chances. I think New Mexico matches up well in this one. They'll have a nice home court advantage. I think they win this game and cover the number, and it's a reasonable price with the Lobos. And that's it. Those are the games for Wednesday in college hoops. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and put those college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.